Hey everyone, welcome back to episode 2 of the pre-purchase inspection series. If you missed episode 1, I'll put a link in the description. That's where we looked at a few things to look out for from the exterior of the car, paints, accident damage, and all of these things that will give you an indication of the condition of the outside of the car. For those that are tuning in from episode 1, welcome back. Thank you for sticking around. And as promised, this will be a video that focuses on the interior of the car. Now, one of the things that I would like to start with is the importance of this gizmo right here. This is what you call an onboard diagnostic scanner, or for short, OBD. This is a device that is priceless. When buying a car, especially after 1996 or 1997, every car from every manufacturer was fitted with an OBD port, which is the opposite of this, so the female side of this, and it is usually fitted under the dashboard, mainly driver's side, sometimes it's in other locations. Every single car has this, and the one thing you want to do, remember we spoke in episode 1 about the ECU, that is the brain of the car that knows everything about the car, teaches everything how to work. Without that, nothing's going to work in the car. And what if you had the ability to talk to that brain? That's what this guy is. It's an onboard diagnostic scanner. I happen to have one of the higher end ones. These run up to like $800 or so. But the good news is you don't have to go for the higher end ones like this. You can buy smaller, more affordable versions online for like less than $100 that will plug into whatever car you want to buy. It will read the codes, and the good thing is it'll tell you what is wrong with the car. So that is one thing that I highly recommend. If you're buying a car, if you own a car and you want to maintain it and just get to know how the car is running, get one of those OBD scanners. I happen to have the Launch brand. Couldn't be happier with it. I think they're a great brand, but please, by all means, if you happen to have one of these devices, let me know in the comments which one you have. I'd be curious to know what everyone else is using and what you think of them. The second point I want to come to is the service history of the car. Now, this is a good time to re-engage the seller in a conversation. Let them tell you everything they know about when this car was serviced, how frequently it was serviced, when the last service was, what was serviced. Was it just minor servicing, which is what oil changes are with filters? Or is it major servicing that may involve like spark plugs and fuel filters and everything else, brakes? We can go into a whole lot of details, but those are the things that you want to look out for, that the service history is current from the time the car was purchased until today. Why am I mentioning that in this video when it comes to the interior? Is because most of those receipts and service records are stored in a service book or a log book that is kept in, you generally get a nice pouch when you buy the car that has the owner's manual and such. It will be in there if it was serviced at the dealer. That goes in the glove box right there. Now, if you happen to have a more modern car, they will store them in the infotainment screen in the center. I will show you what that looks like very quickly. You will see that I have service history from the time the car was purchased up until recently where I serviced it outside the dealer. And that'll give the buyer an indication of how I maintained this car and how it was maintained from brand new. So now we're on the inside of the car, and this is your chance to get in touch with your inner 5-year-old. What I mean by that is switch the car on and press every button you can find. Does the sunroof work? Open the glass, close the glass. I'm gonna close the door. Does the glass go down? Yep, back one. It does. Go all around the car, press every button you can find, and make sure it does what it's intended to do. It's a good time to also inspect your air conditioning to make sure that it's blowing the cool air that it should, nothing that could compromise the climate control in the car. Also, when you're starting the car, have a look for any warning lights that may come on the dashboard. Most cars will tell you as soon as you turn them on if there's something wrong with them. You might get like an airbag fault, or maybe the coolant level is low, or maybe tire pressure is low. All of these things will give you an indication of is this car healthy right now or not? And the last thing that I generally look out for, because I've noticed from a lot of the cars that I've purchased for myself or for customers or family, the key. You should have at very least two of them. Every car when it comes from the dealer comes with three. Sometimes, for whatever reason, the third key gets lost. It's not ideal, but I could live with that. But always look out for two keys. If you're buying a car with one key, order a spare immediately. It's not a deal breaker to only have one key, but also gives you an indication that the car has possibly changed owners a few times and is given the opportunity for the key to get lost. These things aren't cheap, can run you a couple $100 at the very least, and most of them have to be purchased from the dealer. So yeah, that's all I have to say about the interior of the car. So at this point, we've looked at the exterior and interior, and as I said in episode 1, we can go into a lot more detail, but I'm keeping this for the everyday person, just to have some basic understanding of things to look out for. Episode 3 is where we go for a test drive. Stick around for that, that's coming up. And once again, if you liked this episode, please like, share, subscribe, helps a great deal. And I'll see you on the next video, which is coming right up. Thank you for watching.